Do, 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 do. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. How are you guys doing? I am doing great. I hope everybody stay tuned because I'm share the live. Once you get a moment, share the live, share the live. Good afternoon. Hey everybody. Hey everybody. How you all doing? Hey. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen. I'm bringing you Mr. Bobby Wilson, actor. Not only you will see him, you will hear what he has been doing from the pandemic and before the pandemic. So all the way from Louisiana, I will bring you actor. Hello everybody, don't forget to share the live.
Hey,
Hey,
hey, what's
how
going on?
are you?
What's
How
going
you
on?
doing? I am doing good. How was your day?
It was, I'm still trying to figure it out. Still trying to figure it out.
You know what? It would take some time. So
Yeah,
not
yeah.
only you are actor, but vocal impression. Now, who is your favorite impression that you like to do?
Uh, it's so many because I've been doing impersonations since I was, real little, like I say maybe 5, 6 years old.
Mm-hmm.
But if I had to choose, I think maybe because I do Bernie Mac all the time.
Oh,
And
do you? Wait a minute.
yeah,
How good are you with the Bernie Mac? Because you know Bernie Mac is from Southside Chicago.
I got a video right now on YouTube. That video got like 19,000 views. I mean, if you kind of just scroll through, like my IG page, you'll see like all my little Bernie Mac videos and stuff. Uh, I do Cat Williams real good too. So Cat
Uh,
Williams, Bernie Mac.
you gotta do me a Cat Williams impression. You got to do a Cat Williams impression right quick.
Okay. Hold up, wait a minute. Let me put some pimping in it. How you? Doesn't matter. Get drunk. Cause who you holding in the faggot downstairs to get some milk and cook? I've been
You know
doing
that
that
is
for a
my
long
favorite
time.
part. When my kids say, "Mom, can we get some cookies?" I say, "You want some milk and cookies? You don't want
Yeah,
no milk and cookies."
it kind of just like since middle school it started. Of course, I'm from Louisiana, so it started down there. Like people just see me in school and they, hey man, do such and such. Like I remember when Mike Epps first came out and he had did Next Friday. He did Next Friday. And
Okay.
I was real big on the Day Day character. And, hey, man, do Day Day, do Day Day. So move, just move. You play too much. Now, if I get a jump with them, I got to live there. You don't. Don't admit it. You're going to give me a jump. Get out the way. I know whole movies, and I don't, it's just,
I'm gonna give you a hard one. I'm gonna give you a real hard one.
Okay.
Give me Lorenz Tate. Since you do the South Side of Chicago, now you got to do the West Side of Chicago. Lorenz Tate.
Lorenz Tate. Okay. Let me see. What, he done so much stuff.
Okay, I'm gonna
Lorenz
give
Tate.
you one. Dead
He done.
president.
Oh man, that might be kind of tough. Let's see. Let's see. Let me see. I gotta find like one of his monologues and one of his scenes. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. Man, I'm pondering on that. I'm pondering on that. I
It's
know I can do
okay.
it.
That's okay. We're gonna do Love Jones. The
We're
Love
gonna
Jones
come. We're gonna come back
everybody
to.
know.
We're gonna come back to him though. We're gonna definitely come back to my guy Lorenz. Yeah, I like
Yeah.
Lorenz Tate.
And if you do it on TikTok, I promise you I will share it.
Okay, okay. I do. It's so many of them. I did Martin Luther King in a play here in Kansas City, and that was a real. I was emotional doing it because I mean, of course, it's Martin Luther King. So I was kind of emotional doing it. But one of the
Mm.
it was his famous "Free at Last" speech, so I had to really get into darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hey, can I drive out? Hey, only love can do that. If you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But whatever you do, you must keep moving forward. Free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty we're free at last. I do. I done that.
That was one of the deepest. That's one of the deepest speech that he ever did. Besides, I went on a mountaintop.
Oh man, and the play, you know, I was just doing. I mean, I'm an actor, so I was doing it, you know, trying to get the role that I was trying to get, and I seen the people, you know, that older generation that really, you know, that was there for that stuff when they was like babies. I seen them like raising their hands and they started crying and whatnot. I was like, wow, this is something.
Yeah, you hit him at a nerve. And now
of course I do.
Yes.
Of course I do Denzel too. Denzel Washington.
Oh Lord! Now which one? Which one? Is it the Training Day?
Training Day. Training Day. I think that's my favorite one. That's my favorite one.
Training Day.
Training Day is my favorite one because he got to play a bad guy, you know. But my favorite performance was from Fences, and I do. This is the one I do from Denzel. It's from the film Fences. How did that start off? It goes, like you. Who the hell said I got to like you? What law does that say I got to like you? All right then. Don't you eat every day? Answer me when I talk to you. Don't you eat every day? Nigga, as long as you're in my house, you'll put a song on the end of it when you talk to me. You eat every day. Got a roof over your head. Got clothes on your back. Now, why do you think that is? Hell, I know it's because of me, but why do you think that is? Like, I go out of here every morning, bust my butt putting up with them crackers every day because I like you. You're about the biggest fool I ever saw. It's my job. A man is supposed to take care of his family. You're living in my house. You fill your belly with my food. You put your behind on my bed because you're my son. It's not because I like you. It's because I owe a duty to you. It's my duty to take care of you. Now, let's get this straight right here now before I go along any further. I ain't got to like you. Mr. Rand don't give me my money come payday because he liked me. He give it to me because he owed me. Now I don't give you everything I got to give you. I give you your life. Me and your mama worked that out between us, and liking your little black self wasn't a part of the bargain. Now, don't you go through life worrying about if somebody like you or not. You best be making sure they're doing right by you. You understand what I'm saying? Then get the heck out of my face and get on down to that A&P. Insane.
Period. Oh, say that. Say that.
That's just one of the ones I do that Denzel one all the time, so it's fresh on my head.
I know. What about I want to say he played in the movie CASHAPP.
Samuel Jackson.
Yeah. Can you do him? Like in the movie, when he was in the movie Carter. I love that part when he told them boys, all right now, y'all messed up, and you all messed up. Now give me 150 push-ups. Boy, when he said
look at that. I tied that ish. See what actor, I'm not a big cusser like that, so I tend to like blurt out the cuss words. And yeah, and like I told my wife, of course I'm married, so I told my lady, I said, hey, when I make it, I don't bank on, you know, doing certain stuff because I don't want to have to, even though it's acting, that stuff sticks with you, you know. And it's, to me, of course, it's an art, it's acting. Everybody say that, but it's more to it than that. You know what I mean? You could easily not take the role. You know what I mean? If you don't want to have to conform who you are to fit into this casting director's vision, you know, let somebody else have it and just go for something else. You know, I could easily go for the lesser of the role, and if they really mess with you like that, then they'll change it for you. You know, of course, but you know, it's always it's other roles out there, and of course it'll be things that you can do you know, that you won't have to lessen yourself for it. You know what I mean?
Right, right. I understand that. Let me ask you this here. Now, I understand with acting, you know, you take it to the screen. But do it
Mhm.
sometimes you feel like you gotta take it at home as well, like
Oh,
certain scenes that
yes,
you do,
indeed.
like you put, you know, you lash it out on your wife or your children.
uh, well, my family is my family pretty funny. You know what I mean? Like they are very charismatic about me being, you know, doing acting because on YouTube they do a lot of stuff with me. You know what I mean?
Right.
And but it is I do have moments where I will go to my lady and I say, hey, maybe this not for me. You know, I think every actor or any person like you know the Mark Zuckerbergs, the Tyler Perrys, you know the John Bates. Everybody have that moment. You know, all of the millionaires at first that stuff starts off. It starts off as just a thought, but I think
Mm-hmm.
everybody comes to the realization of is this really for me? You know what I mean? Like kind of
Right.
borderline discouraged, but my lady always, hey, you know, we just got to get on the good foot. We got to move out of this city and, you know, move to where they're really doing it at. Like, you know, move to Atlanta, move to LA, you know, where they're really playing the game at. Because out here in Kansas City, it's not that big, you know, for actors like myself. But as far as, I'm not a lash out type person. I tend to hold everything in. You know, I kind of bottle everything in that way. But what I do, I'll just take it out on, you know, like I could post a monologue or something on YouTube, and I could take it out on the expressions or the pitch of my voice. If I feel like I want to yell in real life, I'll just make that play into, you know, whatever monologue I'm trying to do.
Wow. Wow. And you know, Michael Kyer does the monologue like every Friday. So I think you know, I'm
Yeah,
gonna have to
I
get
talked to
that.
him. I talked to
Yes,
him. I talked to
you.
him. It was a while ago. I think that's where you began to follow me from because I spoke with Mike. Shouts out to Michael Collier too. That's my man Showboat.
Salute Uncle Mike. Salute Michael
Michael
Kyer.
Collier,
Salute.
such an amazing dude, man. Such an amazing dude. I talked to him
Yes.
briefly on his live. He brought me
Mm-hmm.
into his live, and I did my Denzel for him, and I did that monologue, and I told him I wanted to be an actor and everything. And I impersonated him to him, and he thought that was I did Showboat, and he thought that was funny. And he gave me a lot of great insight on, you know, he said, hey man, this is what you do. He told me, he said, write down a lot of stuff about yourself and keep writing and keep writing. And he said, I want you to call me, you know, when you're done and we're gonna talk. But yeah, I got to get back in there with it. It would be great
For
to.
you, and you know, this is how I got started with my podcast is through me being at his comedy class last year, and this is how I wound up being the growth of because I used to be so closed in, and Michael Payne said, "I was waiting for you. You're gonna
Yeah,
go ahead, and I'm expecting more from you." And then when I
yeah,
told him on my podcast, and he was like, "Oh my God, Bonnie, I am so proud of you. You took the
yeah, yeah.
and you ran with it." And I need to
Affirmation.
say thank you to Michael Collier for this because without him, I wouldn't be. I don't know where I'd be at today. You know what
Absolutely.
I'm saying?
Man,
So without
he's such a
Michael
down to
Collier,
earth person. You know what I
he
mean?
loves you, Michael. I hope he. You know,
He's
I
very
did share
down.
his line. I
He
did
is
share.
very down to earth person. He not, you know, standoffish from his fans and nothing like that. Like some, you know, some people tend to be a little arrogant with the, you know, with the power we give them as fans, because it is a
Yeah,
power, you know. But he is very, you know, up close and personal with us as fans, and you know, because I mean, back in the day, it's something. It kind of goes back to what you were saying about lashing out. And I had this friend of mine, like he knew I would always like DM a lot of celebrities, and I go, hey, I'm Bobby Wilson. I'm an actor. I'm looking for more opportunities. And I'm like that with everybody. And my thing
right.
is, you can either say yes or no. I don't care what casting director you are. I don't care. I serve a big guy. So, you know, he wouldn't have gave me these particular gifts if he didn't want me to be in this particular area with it. So when I'm in pursuit of what's in my heart and what I'm dreaming about and what I'm trying to use for my family, I don't,
Mm-hmm.
you know, don't consider who these people are. None of that. I could care less. But I do know, you know, it's like it's kind of like people have a way of making you feel like you shouldn't be DMing them and stuff like that. Because my guy was like, "Hey man, you ain't got to do that, bro. You ain't got." I say that to say this. Back in the day, you had to fly to, you know, like New York to get in front of somebody like, you know, Wes Craven. But now, like, if that person got a Instagram, you can reach out to them through Instagram. So that's why I reach out to a lot of celebrities on Instagram. And it's like, all I'm doing is utilizing the platform that I have, whether it's big or small. If you don't want me reaching out to you on here, then why is you on here? You know, so that's just kind of how I look at it.
You know what? And that's how I am too, because that's what Michael Kyer used to tell me a lot. DM any if you want your podcast, just DM people, DM them and see what they're doing. You know, it's either a yes, like you said, either a yes or a no. But getting back to you, sir, you worked with DMX.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Movie Chronicle Criminal. You got to tell me about it now. So what was the movie you liked first and foremost, and how did you grow with it, and what did you learn from it?
Man, so much stuff. It was so much wisdom on that set. You know, the people that was on there, they've been doing acting for decades. You know, DMX being who he is, and you got James Russo, Steve Staniels. Shout out to director and producer Steve Staniels. It's this little thing called Clap It. Clap It is a platform that's made by Mary Jane Bosecco out of New York City. So I got on Clap It, and the deal was, hey, if you win this audition, whoever get the most claps, that's who win the audition. You automatically get a shot in the film. So I won the audition, had to fly to New York. So I flew to New York, and once I got there, I remember like I was having to call my wife like tremendously, like a whole lot. I was having to call her. I keep cutting my eyes because she's standing right over here cooking. You good, go ahead. But so once I got like on set, I remember I got to New York like 4 o'clock in the morning. I had to be on set and ready to shoot at like 6. So I slept for like 30 minutes. And once I was done, like for instance, like once I got in there, like they put me in makeup and all that. Of course, you know, I'm a little country dude from Louisiana. This is all shocking to me, you know. So it's like, man, I'm doing something that I love. I'm doing something and I'm trying to be somebody. So I see James Russo like standing up against the wall, and he kind of walked in. And of course, James Russo, for you know those that don't know, his resume is like thick. His resume is like that. He was in Beverly Hills Cop with Eddie Murphy. So I seen James Russo when he walked in. When James came through the door, I was sitting there and I didn't see nobody else, you know, talking to him. Keep in mind, I'm an actor, but I didn't have proper etiquette. So instead of, you know, being somebody that you're not supposed to, they don't want to see fans on set. They want to see other actors on set. You know, so some people you can get away with it, but those that are some people you can't. Some people don't want you taking out phones and shooting. So that's a lot of what I learned, you know, being on set. And once they said that's a wrap, me and him sat down, and man, I talked to James Russo for about an hour right before I had to get back on the plane, because once my stuff was done, I had to turn around and come, you know, right back to Kansas City. And that was all. That was all in one day.
Wow.
And I had to come back here and go like right back to work at my regular 9-to-5 job the very next day. So yeah, I was real committed to the role.
When I was looking at that, because you know, of course, I did the background. And you worked in as customer service, or was it sales rep?
Customer service, basically. But I was doing that, but my main job was maintenance. I still do that to this day. Maintenance man at apartment complex.
Really?
I'm Mr. Fix It. I've been doing that for years.
Well, I may need you to fix some things because I got a rooftop, well, not a rooftop, but a bathroom that need to be condemned. But we'll talk.
So yeah, we do that type of stuff. You know, got to get up and fix roofs, and you know, like I'm on call. I'm a regular 9 to 5 dude, and my lifestyle is very very real. You know, I pursue acting and film and stuff like that, but I'm married, been married for 13 years. Beautiful wife, she right there, she walking past. She normally all done up, but she ain't gonna get on camera. Then you know, 2 beautiful children.
She did a flyby.
She just got done working out, so she like zooming back and forth trying to get stuff together for the kids and you know cooking and stuff. But yeah, I'm gonna have to get her on here. That's who you really should get on here because she sang. She does.
You ain't got you a singer, Bobby. You ain't got you a real live singer. Where's she at?
I'm gonna tag you in some of her stuff. She can blow.
Where is she? I want to see her.
She's shy.
Don't be shy. Nah, you can see your husband put you on blast now. So now you gotta come.
She one of those. Sometimes it's trippy how we got together because I'm out there and she's so, you know, she reserved.
Now let me ask you this: did she sing at you all's wedding?
She did. She did. She sung "A Ribbon in the Sky."
That is my favorite song. That is my song that I'm planning on walking down the aisle. See, she better come on here because I may need to remind her as not singing when I walk down the aisle. She better come on here now.
Well, she is on IG. You can follow her at Nene Lachey Wilson. And I think
but I'm not too sure. Tell her to add me. Me and her will talk too.
Yeah, absolutely. I have to. She has a great online business, you know, and we both into fitness. So of course I'm into fitness, but she has her own online business and is booming, by the way. So yeah, it'd be great to have her on your show as well.
Yes, congratulations, Miss Wilson. I don't know.
Can you hear her? She said thank you. She said thank you.
Absolutely welcome. Now, let's talk about DMX. Rest in peace to the fly, highly mighty, the king of all.
Yes.
DMX, the Yonkers. Let's talk about the Yonkers, Mr. DMX. Yeah. Now, we all know we had gotten the sad news about what happened to DMX. But now I'm just asking, what was it like? Because I know my experience with DMX. What was your experience?
When I say, you know, deep, you know, people will say, you know, this person is deep and this and that and the third. He was definitely beyond his time. You know what I mean? Like his presence was its own presence. I'm going to say that again. His presence was its own presence. You know, and a very, very genuine guy too. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, it's DMX. And of course, to, you know, a kid like myself, like I said, I'm only 30. I still to this day do impersonations of DMX too. I do.
That's scary. That is scary. If you do a DMX impersonation, I may cry. I don't care. This is the lie, but do it anyway, because I may cry. I swear.
I'm going to go ahead and do it. This is RP DMX. Dog, I meet women, sweet women. Cocoa Puff, sweet women. I gave you, you gave me. I played you, you played me. Hey, yo, what's the answer to number 7? I'm teasing my lady.
Oh wow! You know that almost brought tears to my eyes. I'm like, oh my God, please hold back, hold back.
DMX is like I said, I think he knew the word too. You know what I mean? Like he was like a real live poet. You know what I mean? Like he said something. He said this. I seen a video and he said trust in the fact. He said trust people to be themselves, but trust in the fact that you can see them well. He said trust. He said trust a snake to bite you, trust a thief to steal for you, trust a robber to, trust a killer to kill for you, stuff like that. Just trust that person to be themselves. Trust what they showing you, and like I said, the clarity that he brought to that set, it was crazy. It was unmatched. And what's crazy was the day that he landed, I was on set and I had my stuff was a wrap because my part was so small. My part was small. In the name of Jesus, that's going, it's gonna be bigger next time. But when he landed, I was having to come back to Kansas City. But this is the thing, my flight had got delayed. Well, I missed my plane because of the people at, when I checked in like an hour early, like 2-3 hours early, and they was just standing there talking and forgot to check my bag. So it's like, Mr. Wilson, we gonna get you set up, and they let me go to like this real nice hotel out in New York. I think it's called the Black something or Pete something, but it was nice. So I had time to, just kind of sit around to like maybe 2 days. And I remember I was on set as well with Dominique Swain. And Dominique Swain was telling me stories about Nicolas Cage, John Travolta, and just, how fun it was to work with them on the set of Face Off. And, like I'm standing, I had my scene in the film is with the guy that put me in the film, which is, shouts out to my guy, Steve Stanulus. And I keep saying his name so much because I will never, ever forget the people that looked out for Bobby Wilson. You know what I mean? Shouts out to you too, Ms. Chambers, for bringing me onto your podcast. I appreciate you having me. I tell my lady all the time, I take advantage of every opportunity because you never know. So you always want to be humble, no matter who you're running into, no matter how small or big the platform might be. You should treat everybody with respect. So I definitely sincerely appreciate you for bringing me on.
No, you know what, King, I always say no problem. It's no telling who I could be able to bring on, and I always make a surprise. I'm like, oh, wait a minute, I know who I can do it, and they don't know me. I'm like, what? Because I'm like, I know he's gonna be waiting and waiting, like he be coming on the podcast, and I already know. I'm like,
anytime.
That's why I inboxed you early this morning because I didn't know who I was gonna do the next interview with. But I'm like, you know what? You're about the best one for this week. For September. September is all about the awareness of acting, and I'm getting I'm trying to get little DeVille too, because he does it all. He's an actor, comedian, and now he's a rap artist too. But
what's his name? What was his name?
Duval.
Oh, Duval. Yeah. I met Duval.
I know. I'm trying to get him on there too. So
I met Duval. That dude is hilarious. He is funny.
He's funny. Especially, did you post that he posted up from last night, the VMAs, and he posted.
Yeah, and, he said something like, "You ain't lying." Yeah, Duval, he funny for real. Like, it's so many. I met Alex Thomas, so many people, Brian White, so many celebrities,
I was just on Alex Thomas, Funny Don't Stop No Show. I was on his show this afternoon. It just ended about a whole half an hour ago, brother. And it was funny. He talked about it. He made a joke about the whole VMAs awards,
Yeah.
But,
I don't know if I'm ready for that VMA bit, because I just keep it simple, Me and my lady going there.
I got on my VMA sparkly, so hey,
Yeah, I think I mean, just the way the world is set up right now, it's a lot going on with, just everything in general, from violence to, the acting, and I mean, even films, you know what I mean? It's so hard it's so much wrong information being put out there about acting, and it's a lot of abuse that come with, doing acting as well. Like, you'll run into people that you think would be of a great service to you, because they might have put it out there indirectly that they there to help you. Like, you know how you was in school and the teacher might say, if you need help, ask a question.
Right.
But then when you ask a question, they get mad at you. So it's kind of the same thing with acting. Like the fact of the matter is, like me, I'm not a know-it-all by any means. And I definitely, you know, I'm somebody that I look at myself as a clean slate, because I always need to be learning more. You know, I've been married for 13 years and I still don't know everything it is to know about my lady, and vice versa. So it's like with acting, if you approach somebody, and I'm not gonna say no names just yet, but if you approach somebody in the acting world that know more than you, like it could be casting director, it could be assistant, it could be somebody that you go to because you respect what it looked like they know. So you going to them and you saying, hey, I got a question about blah, blah, blah. And the level of disrespect and disregard that they treat you with from even showing them that you don't know what they think you should know is through the roof. I didn't experience that since I've been doing it. I've been doing acting for about 7-8 years.
Wow. Wow. Now, let me ask you this. You do have another project that is coming out soon, or is it already out?
I have a cartoon that I just did about 3 months ago, about 3-4 months ago. And that was here in Kansas City. They digitized my face and turned me into a cartoon character. So I'm real happy to see that. And I got this one project. Shouts out Brandon T. Jackson, real good friend of mine. I did this with him. It's his film Trap City, and I made a cameo appearance in Brandon T. Jackson's Trap City film, and I think he the director of that film too. So yeah, I got that with the Trap City with, you know, Brandon T. Jackson, and then I got the cartoon piece coming out, but that's more so like I want to say it's not necessarily a Kansas City project, but my guy that done it, he from Kansas City, and he called me like, hey man, I want you to do that here. But the guy that shot it with me, I think that guy was like way in Germany, you know. But yeah, we working on some big moves over here.
I see y'all doing big, especially with Brandon T. Jackson. I was had to sneak and get an autograph from him.
Yeah, well, I know I know Brandon. Brandon a good guy, you know. I got his number, you know. He done been to every single time he ever came to Kansas City to do the improv. I went to every single show, like 4 or 5 shows, you know. And me and him just got real close, you know. And I did a showcase with him one time in Dallas, Texas. I actually drove to Dallas, Texas from Kansas City, which is like 13, 14 hours. And I drove out there just to, you know, express my talent, you know, for acting. And I did a, you know, song, I did a monologue and stuff like that. And yeah, so I did the same thing with Tisha Campbell. So I drove. Originally, I'm from Louisiana. So it was a actor seminar with Tisha Campbell. Shouts out Tisha Campbell. And you had the option to perform for Tisha at this seminar. So I drove from Kansas City all the way to New Orleans just to be on the stage. Now, I drove 13 hours, but I was on stage for 2 minutes.
That's a lot.
And then I had to turn right back around and be right back out here in time to go to work. Yeah.
But you know what they always say, a working man doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. Granted, just don't stop. Now, let me ask you this. How did this pandemic affect you and your family last year? I know a lot of people didn't get a chance to go anywhere. You know, we all stuck in a place that we really didn't need to be in, which was in a house pretty much.
Absolutely.
How did it affect you?
I think, well, I know it says in the Word of God, you know, it says, think it not strange. So I don't want to make it sound like it was something bad, but I will say it was like my son, I think my son got hit hard because my son is only 8 years old. And my son, we only have 2 children. And my daughter is 2, my son is 8. So my son didn't have that it was a complete disconnect from the other children. So my son just started going back to school this year. He hadn't been to school in 2 years. So when he went to school finally and he around all the kids, I see a completely different personality with him. And it's like the fullness that came back into his face, and he way better off. And it's like being in the house with just mama, daddy, and baby sister. I think it kind of got old a little after a while. But me and my wife, we definitely. I think she got tired of being around me. I think she definitely got tired of being around me. But yeah, we tend to do a lot of working out and fitness and stuff like that, and we try our hardest to keep God first and put our best foot forward in those trying times, because it was tough, because it was a situation where church wasn't going on and we stopped going just because of the pandemic. And it was tough, like once stuff kind of started opening back up, being at home like that so long, so closed off, it's like, I don't want to go nowhere. Because to be honest with you, we all caught COVID. I caught it. I caught it first. I gave it to my lady, and then I gave it to my 2 children. So I got.
Before when they thought it was COVID, like, cause like beginning
I
of
caught it
last
2019,
year.
2020. No, 2019. I called it. I never forget it. 2019, December the 6th. From December 6th of 2019.
I had it, but it wasn't bad like it was in 2020. I had caught the rhino. It called the rhino Rona. We had everybody who got sick with the rhino Rona before this discovery was the coronavirus. We all had the rhino, and I had it. It was
terrible. Like and then also too, like my entire family is in Louisiana. Excuse me. My wife and kids is here. We together, but my mother and father, brothers, sisters, everybody is in Louisiana. So it's tough in the aspect of, I can't just go by my mother's house and say, "Hey, Mom, how you doing? Do you need anything?" I'm hours away. So it was real trying. You know what I mean? Like once like I actually got to a point, I was like, man, I'm finna move back home. But of course, wife and kids come first every time. But yeah, we shook it off though. Like as the holidays, because once I caught COVID, like by December, I caught it on the 6th. By December the 17th, I was good. So we still have a lot of fun though.
Yeah, and that's one thing about it. When we caught the coronavirus back in December, me and my girlfriend both took the vaccination shot, not the corona vaccination, but the flu shot. And we she was coughing. She started out coughing first. It passed on to me, and then it passed on to our children, which is her children and my daughter. And then I had to, oh my goodness, it was just tough because we all was drinking apple cider vinegar, some tea. I think I was apple cider vinegar out. That's how bad it was. I was apple cider vinegar out. And when they shut down, and it almost happened again in what was that? Not December, February. It had almost happened again with me. I said, oh, heck no. I got a show to go to. I got this to go to. I went to go see Troop and Guy and who else was there? And Eric Bennett. I hurry up. Yeah. And I was like, I gotta go see them. I didn't bought tickets. I paid like $150 for those tickets.
I feel that.
I didn't get front row, but I did get enough row, like the front row session, but it wasn't front row. It was like
that was another thing. Like you wasn't able to do nothing. Like they shut this place, they shut everything down, like stores closing, and it was bad enough. Stores was already not really functioning when everything was open. So it was like the coronavirus and the COVID, it gave everybody too many excuses not to do what needed to be done. I was looking at the comment, somebody said, Diamond Hood Grown said, how you guys got sick. Well, I got sick from being in the gym. I was in the gym with no mask on. So That was me. But I will say I'm not vaccinated. You know, didn't take the vaccine. What I did do. Me and my lady, we just household vitamins, just multivitamins, zinc, you know, vitamin D3, all that good stuff. But so we just did a lot of vitamins, and like I said, we all felt real good after that stuff passed. We was fine, you know,
Yeah,
and
and that's
we
how
still
we
doing the
caught
same thing
it.
to this day.
Right, that's the same thing how we caught it. We caught it, you know, we was all, my daughter, of course, you know, she's a boxer. We always at the gym.
Mm-hmm.
I was working out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay, I'm good. Somebody, you know, was coughing around me and the parent, because me and the parent both was in the gym. We were like, ooh, it got stuffy, and somebody was
Right.
coughing. And I was like, okay, you know, me and her gonna leave, and we went outside. I want to say less than 72 hours, she and I both was sick, and then the whole entire gym got sick. So they had to
Yeah.
close down the gym, and we was like, what is going on here? We were thinking it's the flu.
Yeah, we had a lot of. Yeah, but like I said, once I started taking the vitamins, it was like, because the vitamins is not like a supplement, you know what I mean? The vitamins, it's essential. It's an essential thing that you gotta have. So once I got full of the vitamins, like all that stuff, it just came out of me, you know. I still
Mm-hmm.
hadn't had the vaccine, and I had that COVID close to a year
And
or
don't
so ago.
forget about this, your sea moss.
Sea moss, yes, I've been reading about sea moss. I heard that's some good stuff.
Yes, I got the oil because I wash my hair with the sea moss oil. But I didn't get
Hmm.
the supplement. I'm going to get the supplement pill because I heard that was good too. Hopefully my skin don't break out. But let me ask you this. Let me continue on with your interview. So, who inspired you to become an actor after being a
Ooh.
before you became before you became a model, before you became a dancer,
Hmm.
and it was like during the time you was a customer service and maintenance guy, who had inspired you to act, become an actor?
Hands down, Will Smith. Will Smith, hands down. I
Really?
I love Will Smith. Um, when I see what he do on the screen, you know what I mean, the magic that he make, that's the I think that's the film side of me wanted to act because of Will, but the comedic side of me wanted to act because of Martin. So them is my two guys. I mean, I know everybody else is, The Rock and Denzel, of course, they on that list too. But hands down, Will Smith all day.
Wow.
Because when I'm gonna tell you what happened. The scene where his daddy left him on Fresh Prince, and Will Smith broke out and he cried.
Oh yeah.
I
He
always felt
cried
like
out
that
for
moment was made out of just pure magic and talent or whatever the case. And I
mm-hmm.
felt like, like even when you watch it, it's just like, man, that seemed like that was just so real. And then as I got older now and, doing the research, you find out that was a real moment that Will had on set. And when he couldn't, like, I remember when I would watch that scene and I'll be sitting next to my lady. And I don't have, like, bad daddy issues or nothing like that. My father is a great person. Hands down. My dad is amazing. It's the things that I didn't understand about my father at times when I was growing up. When I would watch that scene with Will, and he going off and he getting emotional and he crying and he bringing it home, and I would just be looking at it. I would literally leave from my lady's side and just go sit in the bathroom and just let it all out. And I said when I seen that, when I seen how I felt from watching Will, I
Mm-hmm.
said to myself, I want to make somebody else feel what he making me feel right now. It's so real and it's genuine and it feel good. You know what I mean? And the assignment was very much so, delivered. And his execution was just it's always it's crazy. From Fresh Prince to Hancock to Pursuit of Happiness. Anything he kill it. And like I said, him as a person too. You know what I mean? Like I think he is one of the most free individuals I've never seen. You know, and of course, people talk about his ears, people talk about my ears. You know, so yeah, Will, hands down, man, hands down. I got to give it to Will Smith. That's my son. Right? This is my son, Josiah.
Hi, looking like your dad. Oh my God.
And his hair. Turn around, man.
All that hair. You better not ever cut your hair. Don't you dare put no scissors to your hair. Keep that hair. That's his knowledge. His hair is his knowledge.
It is. You should see it when it's down. Oh my God. His hair is amazing.
Probably, you know, of course, this is hair weave, but it probably like right here, you know?
Hey, I definitely got to get my wife on here, man, because she got like 1 billion wigs, and I be like, man, stop wearing them wigs. I hate them. She don't.
She's a quick weave. You know, we gotta look cute. We gotta, you know, when we do our interviews, she just walk past you.
She keeps sneaking past me over here.
I know she's just doing the flyby. That's it. She's doing the flyby. But yes, but now, who is your person that you would dream to work with? A legend.
Oh,
a legend.
Oh man. Just one person?
It could be one. It could be three. It could be 50. You know.
I mean, I would have to say, you know, the guy that played as Schofield on Prison Break, Wentworth Miller.
Yes.
He is one person. His level of acting is just, it's unmatched. Of course, you know, Will Smith, Martin Lawrence, Denzel Washington, The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, you know. I also see myself working with, you know, like Bow Wow, Lil Romeo, because people tell me I look like Rome all the time. Romeo, Usher.
Yes, you do. I even told you that numerous of times. I'm like, are you sure you ain't to them? I mean, I know Lil Bow Wow. I mean, not Lil Bow Wow, but Romeo is from Louisiana and New Orleans. Yeah, I'm like, are you sure you ain't no cousin?
Absolutely. And, you know, like I said, like both of us is from Louisiana. I'm from Bernice, Louisiana. He from, you know, New Orleans, Louisiana. But I just want, like, I had a opportunity a couple months back. I bought some merchandise from Romeo. And it was his No Excuses shirts that he got up. And I bought the shirt and he posted me on his story, like on his wall. I looked at it and I was like, yo, that's crazy. You know, so but yeah, definitely, you know, those guys that I grew up watching and had a lot of admiration for, you know, like Bow Wow, of course. I think Bow Wow is an amazing actor. Well, Shad Moss, for those that don't know who I'm talking about.
Right, Shad Moss.
Romeo, but and as far as that older crowd, like I would love nothing more than to end up in a room, Will Smith, Martin Lawrence, Denzel, Wentworth Miller. It's so many people. Halle Berry, you know, it's so many people. So many people.
You know, I can imagine who you could play a role with.
Idris Elba too. Oh my God.
You know,
Idris Elba, hands down.
You make a good role playing as the grandson to Michael Collier. I don't know why, but
I can see. I can see that.
You know,
I can definitely see that. Yeah, I can see that. I can definitely see it. That's a good move.
I was like, he ain't mentioned Michael Collier yet, but it will be a good role.
Yeah. I was just watching House Party 3 last night, by the way. Just last night, I kid you not. We was just watching House Party 3 just last night. My son be cracking up a Showboat. Yeah, we love us some Michael Collier. I would love to work with him.
Put my money in before I cut you.
Yeah, that's my dude. That's my dude.
Yeah.
He said, why do I need to go through you? I'm the man. He said, kids, you ain't nothing but a sucker MC, and kids, you jelly ain't is. He said, stinking. I think the name speaks for itself. That's my guy right there. He said, I know who I'm doing.
I'm sorry that he's gonna miss this, but you know, of course, it's gonna be a replay, and I'm gonna tag Michael Collier and I'm gonna tag them all in it, and you know, see what we can come up with, and hopefully your dream
Absolutely.
become true. You know, that's all I am,
Absolutely.
like a
Absolutely.
dream maker
And
that
look,
come true.
no matter how big I get, I'll always come back and do this show. I'll always come back to this podcast, no matter what. We
Thank you, and
friends
I
on
would
here, so
love for you to come back any given
absolutely.
time. Like, Bonnie, guess what? I'm doing this, I'm doing
Yes,
that,
indeed. Yes,
and
indeed.
you know, I'm always gonna be rooting for you, always.
Absolutely.
But
Absolutely.
I'm
And I
not gonna
sincerely
hold you.
appreciate that.
Oh,
So, yes,
one
ma'am.
more. If a young person or an older person like myself or anybody else, what is your best advice to give to them if they want to become an actor, a dancer, um, anything that you know that pertain with the music or the movie industry? What is your input with that? What is your inspiration?
I would say this. If God talked you into it, don't let nobody talk you out of it.
Mm.
Because he put that thought in your mind for a reason, you know what I mean? And it says in the word, you know, one plants, one waters, but God gives the increase. So with that being said, all you need to do for those of you that want to become actors, dancers, writers, basically those of us that want to be entrepreneurs, you want to make your own money. You want to have your own lane, so you don't have to be over here in this person's lane. To those of you, I would say this. Don't never ever let nobody talk you out of that stuff. And the moment you start sharing your visions and your dreams with people, that's the very moment that you'll begin to see who is coming to plant, water. Because like I said, God gonna give the increase, but watch out for the ones that's supposed to be sent to plant and water. All you got to do is just ask the Lord to send to you the people that's supposed to help catapult that vision to the forefront of this universe. And you know, and I start, you know, use affirmations too. You know, speak. Life and death is in the power of the tongue. So speak things not as they are, but as they were. You know what I mean? So learn how to root for yourself when ain't nobody else rooting for you. Because I don't have nowhere near 1 million followers, 10,000 followers. I barely got 3,000 followers. But you don't do it for the likes. You don't do it for the views. You can do it for them twos and fews, and that'll make all the difference. So it's only 5 people on this right now. That don't mean nothing. Because guess what? The 5 people that's watching, y'all the 5 people that God talking to. So, you know, I would just say keep the Lord first and foremost, and practice on those dreams. You know, faith without works is dead. So you might, even though you have the gifts, you still got to put yourself out there. You got to be able to walk into a room or get in somebody DM to the point to where you are being made to be uncomfortable, because people can be, you know, silly and real funky with you when you DM and, you know, hey, I'm looking for opportunities. They look at you and they go, man, you ain't about nothing. Or whatever the case, they just make you feel like you don't belong. Learn how to belong no matter what nobody say. And that's my
You know
life.
what? You talking to me because you know what? I felt that. I felt that
Yeah.
because I feel like I'm looking at them like, okay, 5 people, and it's like,
Yeah.
okay, I ain't worried about no numbers because you know what? The numbers come, and this is what
Yeah.
Michael Collier told me. Don't ever worry about the numbers because it's
Mm-hmm.
gonna come. You may have like I got 2,000. Who may knows? You know,
Mm-hmm.
those 2,000
You
people
never
is
know
not
who
gonna
out
show
of those
up.
5 people. You never know out of those 5. You never know who one of them could be. 5 people. One of those people could be somebody that has the know-how or the savvy to take
Mm-hmm.
this vision and make it into something that you never thought it would become.
And you
You
know
know,
what?
so praise God for you.
Thank you, because that's the same thing Michael Collier told me. He was like, don't even worry about it. You're like, because
Absolutely.
you're going to have people going to watch. And when they
Absolutely.
watch, you know, they're going to be like, whoa, Bonnie.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's when they're going to
Mm-hmm.
start coming. They can take their time as long as they want to, because I know as long as I'm
Absolutely.
talking to you and I, you know,
Mm-hmm.
I always say this here before I end my life. Positive mind, positive energy. Don't let nobody take me out of my character, and don't let nobody take you out of your character as well.
Yes,
Because
indeed.
the temptation is out there no matter what.
Oh, yes. Yes, indeed.
But
That is very true.
it's up to you to regroup yourself and regain yourself, and
Mm-hmm.
don't ruin your brand. Excuse me. Don't ruin your brand for nobody. Just
Absolutely.
walk away. If you feel like it's still gonna be an argument, walk away. Because they're gonna
Mm-hmm.
eventually gonna come back and gonna apologize. So
Mm-hmm.
this is what I say everything every day when I do my podcast. I don't know if you stay long enough when I do it, but I
Mm-hmm.
always say the mind, positive energy. Don't let no one take your joy away from you, and don't let nobody take your grand away from you either.
That's heavy. It's crazy that you mentioned brand because my last name is Wilson, and Wilson is what they put on basketballs all over the place. Like Wilson is a that's crazy. Keep on talking, Lord. I hear you.
Yeah.
I enjoyed you guys.
Exactly. And
I enjoyed it.
you got to stay focused. And that's what
Yes.
a lot of people fail. I talk to a lot of people every single day, but they fail to stay focused. They fail to stay listening to what somebody said to them.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, live it, learn it, and live it.
Absolutely. And you also have to learn to unlearn what you never learned.
There you
You
go.
know, so you have to focus on being focused. It's it's very, very necessary, because most times, most days these days, you know how focused you are on not being focused. You are focused on not being focused. Like you're driving,
Right.
but you're
But
on
you're
the
not.
phone. You're on the phone. Or you're supposed to be getting that you're supposed to be downloading that knowledge about what you're supposed to be starting, but somebody calling you and you over here talking on the phone. You're supposed to be downloading as much information as possible. Because I learned that, like, when I first got into active, didn't know what an
Mm-hmm.
active reel was. Shout out to Wendy and Lane Wright. Didn't know what an active reel was. She read me like you never. Oh my God. I'm complaining about deserving all of this stuff, and it's like, well, wait a minute. And I knew it was a reason why it was a big gap in between, what I was saying and what I wanted to do. Until somebody came along and they said, hey, man, what's your actors reel? What's your IMDb? Didn't know what IMDb was, didn't know what Actors Access was, knew nothing. So it's like what you think you deserve versus what you are willing to work for and study for, it shows. Because it's a lot more to it than I deserve that good job. But why?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's more to it than that.
Yeah.
But I definitely enjoyed this. I would stay on if I didn't have to go
We
to
got to do
interview.
this again. We got to do it now.
That's great. Part two.
The
Part two.
next one on. Well, I can't do it this Friday because I have a funeral. I just had an uncle that just recently passed away last week. I keep a smile on my face because you know what? This is his. This is God's eternal.
Yeah.
He seen me through my first podcast last month when I think I did one with Slick J Adams and you was on there. That was the last time I actually seen my uncle.
Oh, prayers.
And I mean, you know what? This is God's working. I don't have no control of it. This is God's working. You know what I'm saying? So
Absolutely.
when I look at it, I'm like, okay, at least I got a chance to play cards. At least he got a chance to see me how I do my podcast. So, it is what it is. I keep a smile on my face. And he told me, he said, niece. And this is his last words that he actually told me. It's like, niece, I am so, excuse my French, but so freaking proud of you. And I'm like, well, thank you. He's like, you killed it. Keep on doing it because I'm going to be watching you. And that was his last words that he told me. And, I held on to those words. I held on to the words that when I was doing the Michael Collier comedy class, when I met Wendy by Carol Williams. Oh, my God. She said, you have inspired me so much. And I'm like, wow, but you inspired me back when you did the game. And when the words that she had produced when she was in the on the game, it helped me to where the point to where I told my son the same thing she told her son Malik. So guess what? That same energy that she put on me, I put it on towards my son. And now guess what he's doing? He's in Wesleyan University playing football.
Yeah. Wendy Raquel. and old Jose Sanchez.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
my favorite guy on there would be Pooch Hall. Pooch Hall is a dynamic actor.
Yeah. Now
Dynamic
that's who
actor.
you kind of favorite too, one the younger
Yeah.
Pooch Hall before he get all lit. You look
Yeah.
like him too. So you like a mix of everybody. If anybody want to play a lookalike in their movies, hey,
Yeah.
you'll be
I'm telling you, I remember I had an audition. It was some years back. I had drove to Dallas again from Kansas City to do BET. It was a BET casting call for this thing for Robbie Reed. Uptown casting something. I went in to play as a young LL Cool J, and oh my, it was so fun. And we're gonna have to do a part 2, but I'm gonna tell you about it.
yes, we're gonna do it. Let's talk about it next week. Not this week,
Yeah.
but next week we're gonna do a Let's Talk About It with Mr. Actor Bobby Wilson next week.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Blessings to Luke King. Keep on knocking the boots off the films and everything. Are you gonna be on Netflix or are you gonna be on
Pretty soon I'll be on all of that. But once you look up Chronicle of a Serial Killer, it'll show you like all the platforms that it's on. And like once I get done with other stuff, I'll reach out and show you where you can see all the other films and stuff at too. And I'll get my lady on here too, so you can talk to her about her business and everything. Trust me, she'll be a joy to have on here. Trust me, she'll be a way better guest than me.
Yes, and tell her throwing her best wig, like I did.
That'll be fun. I gotta be here for that. I want to see that. But yeah, we'll definitely get a part 2 going. But I'm gonna tuck the kids in, and I'm gonna spend some time with my son before he got to go to bed for school in the morning. But
okay, and don't forget about the verses tonight. We gotta watch the verses.
Who?
The verses tonight. The verses TV with Fat Joe and Ja Rule.
Ja Rule. Okay. Yeah. Oh man. Out of anybody out of the murder. Out of what's my mother name? Mary Jane Madlock's in the game, holla.
Oh, wow.
Where you are, where you. Ain't it funny how DMX and Ja Rule sound just alike?
Sound just similar, yes.
Same person.
Ja Rule, he ain't from the Yonkers though.
Nah, Ja Rule is from, I think, because 50 Cent is from Queens. I think Ja Rule is from Queens too.
Right, I think he was too. Because I know Brooklyn is Fat Joe.
Yeah. Fat Joe is definitely from Brooklyn. Joe Crack.
Yeah. All right, Kay, well, go ahead. Attend to the children and the family. And I salute to you and keep on moving.
Yes, ma'am. I appreciate you. Thank you for having me.
All righty. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry. Hello, everybody. And I want to say thank you for watching my podcast interview with Bobby Wilson, the actor. So peace and blessings to each and one of you all. Have a good night. Don't take nobody's joy away from you. And don't let your joy take away from you. Don't let nobody take you away from your joy, your character, and your brand. Let everything be relaxed, peaceful, positive mind, positive energy. I love you guys and salute.